Hey guys, what's up? So, we're back here with another Minecraft video. This one's a little bit different. Today, I installed the HBM-Nuclear tech mod. I've been messing around with this one recently, and I've been having some fun with it. Just wanted to, make a nuclear reactor, I guess. Show you guys how it works. Let's see. Here we go, we're in a new world here. Very nice. There's still some stuff in this mod that I don't understand, like these weird little holes and all that. There's like some geyser or something I saw last time. Yeah, never mind any of that. We don't need to know about that. Okay. Whoa. Perhaps I need to turn my render distance down or something. There we go. Much better. So anyways, let's just get right to it. I'm going to be going the complicated route. I'm going to make a RBMK, which I believe, well, I mean, I didn't really do any research, but like, I'm pretty sure it's the same type of reactor that Chernobyl was. You know, there's a lot of fun stuff about that. You know, so you need all these different parts here, right? I'm not gonna go too much into explaining all the complex physics, whatever, about how it works. I'm just gonna put a thing together and show you guys how I do it, I guess. And because I'm sure everybody wants to see it, I'll probably blow it up for fun, you know? So, let's see. I have world edit here just to simplify, accelerate the process of, like, you know, just putting the thing together. I'm gonna get a base here. There we go. Check that out. Very nice. Because I believe it needs to be fully surrounded with solid blocks that are like full decorative blocks. And if it's not, it will leak radiation everywhere. That's not good. I don't want any of that. So I'm going to start right here with the fuel channel. These things kind of work in like it's like a grid pattern, right? They all work in a pretty simple way. So first off, these are the control rods. This is what slows down the reaction, because if you have just the fuel channel and if you have just that and like the reflectors and whatnot, then you're gonna have some issues. It's just gonna get really hot and explode right away. You don't want any of that. I got the wrong block there. There's a reflector. So, let's see, we got this. So yeah, you kind of put it in a grid pattern. These are the graphite moderators. What it does is it slows down the neutrons, so it will be able to react properly. Because basic uranium fuel does not react with fast neutrons. They need to be slowed down a bit. Which that's actually real. I've noticed a lot of the physics in this It's definitely the go-to for nuclear tech stuff, I would say. So yeah, make sure to have one of these between each grid part. So you see when I have fuel in here, it will pass through this one and hit that one. And so on and so forth. There's one between at least every one of these, and that's what you need. Some more control rods around here. Now it doesn't matter exactly how you do this, I'm just doing a pretty basic, simple layout here. But it'll be helpful to just like just kind of go with the flow, I guess. No matter how stupid that sounds, it sounds kind of stupid. Just do it how you want, and it'll probably work out, you know, as long as you follow the steps. Make sure there's control rods in there, make sure the stuff is moderated, all that good stuff. I'm gonna do something I haven't tried before, and I'm gonna do that off to the side as well. This is gonna be a bigger one than I usually do. There's gonna be a lot of fuel in this one, so I'm also gonna have to make sure there's a lot of control rods. Because when the fuel gets too hot, that's not a good thing. And the reaction will produce a lot of heat. Frames are being sucky. That's good over me. I'm not super picky with frames or anything. I know some people are, but not me. Make sure there's plenty of control rods. And you can always set these in groups, just lift them up. So it's better to have more than enough control rods than not enough control rods. I'm going to lower the music volume here a little bit. Man, it's loud. Much better. I could hardly hear myself over that. Hopefully you guys could hear me. I'll have to double check when I'm looking over this video. Yeah, it's a pretty nice big reactor. Let's get some more steam channels in there. Just to fill up these gaps. Now the bigger the reactor is, the more heat will be dispersed, so it's never really a bad thing to just put a lot of structural pieces around, which is what I'm going to do with like these holes. Very nice. This thing has a lot of control rods, but like I said, it's better to have more than enough control rods than not enough. Now I'm actually going to put neutron reflectors around the edges here. Now, so this whole thing reflects the neutrons back inward and creates a nice little oven in the middle there for the water to heat up. Because just like any other, like a coal plant or gas plant or anything, nuclear is all just another way to heat up steam and spin a turbine. It's just an extra fancy way of doing it. any nuclear engineer or anything, so if this goes wrong, you'll know why. But yeah, there we go. That doesn't look too bad. Now all we gotta do is get under it. Actually, what I'm gonna do here. You can see why I installed World Edit here. So, what am I doing? Down here, I need to get, I need a Steam channel. I'll save that for later. All this stuff, I'm done with that now, so you got the Steam connector, let's see, fluid connectors. Let's get a water identifier and a super dense steam identifier, because those are what we're going to be using for now. So now I need to go through here and set all this to super dense steam. You'll see why I want to do that later. This might take a while. I got all of them set to super dense steam, as you can see. So we're gonna go down here now, and the way you need to hook it up, you gotta have a water tube on the top of each thing. So like right underneath. What I mean by on top is that the steam connector will go right underneath the water thing, so it's going to be right on top of the steam connector. One second, I'm gonna leave for a second and see if I can fix the FPS issues. There we go. Well, I'm back, and the FPS seems a little bit better. I believe what was going on there, they had too much RAM allocated because I was using a previous mod pack before that was using more. So yeah, it's still not great or anything, but I think it's a little bit less choppy. So, let's see. Let's get fluid duct. There we go. We're just going to connect all these. All the water things to the bottom of the thing, and you got this. You can just shift right click with the water identifier, and they all do water. It's very, very helpful. Pretty convenient. Oh man, yeah, the frames are still not great. Honestly, it's probably this recording software. It gets extra laggy every single time I use it. It's terrible. Jeez. So that's set to water now. We can do. That's where it's gonna get its supply of water from. Now, just hold on a second because that is not all. You're definitely gonna need more than that for the water system, or else it's just gonna use up all that tank's water very quickly. And once that is out, it stops cooling down and bad things happen. So. It also doesn't produce any steam when it runs out of water. Super dense steam. See, it's all connected to there. And the steam, I'm gonna have it come out this side. Very nice. So, now you gotta get yourself a steam turbine. Industrial steam turbines should work. No, that's not the right way. Okay, I need to make a base here. It needs flat ground. So I'm getting my blocks here. It can basically be any block you want. I'm just using the RBMK deco blocks because it's easy. So there you go. Got your turbines. And so the first one, let's see, over here, set this one to super dense steam, set this one to dense steam, and this one just keep it at steam. So, connect the super dense steam to this side, and then out through here, I want to do dense steam, and then out of here, you want to do regular steam, and then out this side is going to come out low pressure steam. So you're going to want to do here is bring that out and get yourself a cooling tower. I'll go ahead and get the big one, but you can also use an auxiliary cooling tower. It really depends on the amount of water you're using. If you're cooling down a lot of water, you're going to need the big one. But if you're just cooling them down a little bit, it shouldn't be a problem to use the auxiliary one. You can always use the electric steam condenser too, but that requires electricity around it, so just be wary of that. Very nice. Let's see. There's the cooling tower. Get the low pressure steam going through there. Very nice. forget the little dash in the middle there. Doesn't really matter how you connect all these together as long as you have the steam coming in and coming out. You can always do it different ways if you want it to look nice, but for this I'm just doing a tutorial. If you want to, you can comment down below and I can make a separate video that's making an actual nice decorative reactor. Now this is going to be water. So the low pressure steam goes through the cooling tower and it cools down. There's going to be a big old plume coming out through there. It looks pretty cool. And then it turns into regular water, which you can just cycle back into the tank and make sure it's set to discharge and recharge. And let's see. Let's get an infinite water tank here. Just to get it filled up. You'll have to supply water some way else if you're doing this in survival. So this is essentially almost finished here. There's only about 2 things left that we need to do. Let's see. First of all, let's just make sure this is all sealed. I kind of had to remove the base to make it more convenient for me to get under there. But as long as all of this is sealed off, it shouldn't be too big of an issue. Just to be safe, you can seal the outside too if you'd like, which I'll do right here. Just get a nice shell around the whole thing. That was almost a catastrophe there. And just remember not to get rid of your pipes. That would be a pretty bad design flaw. There we go. Nice big ol' reactor. Very nicely contained in a shell, which I forgot a part of. Let me finish that up real quick. Beautiful. And the last thing, you get the cover. I'll do the glass cover panels. I think these are more durable, but the glass ones look nicer. And I'm sure you guys would prefer if it looked nicer here, so. It also lets you see the inside of the reactor easily. Make sure to cover all the pieces, but I don't think you need to cover the just like the structural parts, so make sure to cover the fuel especially. That's the real radioactive stuff. Oops. That is not what I meant to do. I wanted to take the cover off. thing about using the regular covers is that they would be a lot easier for me to see where I'm putting them. I'll just put the covers on these also, okay. Just make sure you have everything covered, or else you're going to spill radiation everywhere, and then your area is going to be contaminated forever, and it's not going to be very fun. Especially if you're playing in survival mode. That's fine. It's just a little inconvenient. Sorry to my viewers who have OCD or something. Nah, you know what? I'll be nice. Clean that up for you. Okay. Very good. We got everything covered up, I believe. If not, then we'll find out real quick once I get this thing booted up. Now, you get an RBMK remote and a console here. The console, I'll just put it right here. I think they did a really good job with this console. It looks very nice. It's even got a little guide here. If you want to pick it up, it will tell you more about what you're doing here. Just like more in depth on the rules of how all the pieces work together. So there we go. Got all this. As you can see, it looks a little bit more simplified in this view. You can check everything like the temperature, the fuel depletion, which as it is right now, I have no fuel in there, so it shouldn't show anything. Let's see. Let's get a... My god. Some terrible spelling. What's it called? Looking for the capacitor charger thingy. Let me just look through these. Back in the older version, you could just place the capacitor on the ground, hook up electricity to it, but in this version you need to like connect it to a battery socket. Let's get a substation too. And can't forget your red copper cable. It's a little too close for my comfort. Let's put that right there. Here, no, that's not the... But where does the electricity hook up? Must be on the other side. Yep. Okay, we'll just have to bring it around. Here, wait. There we go. Don't want to turn a night on me. This is some terrible design here, but I'm just giving a little example. Definitely going to want to clean this up more if you do it in your own world. I'm going to get some big capacitors in there in a minute, so we can actually see how much electricity this thing is producing. Let's get the big boy spark capacitors. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure these are the biggest ones you can get. another mod pack that combines the nuclear tech mod with the parasite mod. If you want to see me play that, just go ahead and leave a comment. So there we go. It's all hooked up now. I just need to put the fuel in there. So let's get some classic uranium-235. Make sure you're getting the right fuel rods, because the first time I did it, I did not get the right fuel rods, and nothing was happening. It didn't even show that there was fuel in the thing. So you've got to make sure it's the one that says RBMK fuel rod. And let's see, self-igniting. You gotta find something that's self-igniting. I'll get some medium enriched Americanium, or however it's pronounced. So uranium by itself, it does not produce neutrons until it's already started reacting. So if you just put uranium in here by itself, nothing happens. So you have to get something that's self-igniting, like this one. If it were to actually show it in the menu, because the menu is so large, it would say self-igniting kind of towards the top. So you want to make sure you put the self-igniting fuel in there. As you can see, it's already heating up. And actually, one second before I put the fuel in there. This is gonna like burn me when I hold it, so I'll just get a new piece of that in a second. I would like to set my control rods to different groups. How you do this, you just select all the ones that you want to have in a group. Let's see, this is green group. This is yellow group. And right around the middle is red group. There we go. Get them all grouped up perfectly, so whenever you want to select just one group at a time, you just click on one of these. It's reading. Shouldn't really do anything. Ah, very nice. Looks even better with the colors. Take that out of there now, because with this, it should cycle back and just keep the loop going. And you shouldn't have to worry about steam or water supply very much. Now let's get that self-igniting Americanium, or Americium, or whatever, however it's pronounced. Sorry. And let's get back over here. Then we can start the reaction. First I'm gonna raise the red group to 20%. Let's see. Yep, we got some heat building. You can see xenon poisoning. That's from this. This produces xenon. And xenon burns away when there's a higher reactivity. So to burn away the xenon, you just have to increase the reaction power. It seems 30% wasn't enough. So how about we try 40%? You can see the xenon is putting the reaction down. There we go, the xenon is starting to burn away. As more of the xenon burns away, the reaction should get stronger. You always want to be careful while operating these things, because if they get too hot, they just kind of explode. xenon, which is a good thing. Now, I'm gonna raise these 20%. Let's see what happens. Ooh, that jumped it. Nice. Temperature is rising. It's not creating steam yet. For super dense steam, I think it's got to get around 500 degrees Celsius. Which seems to be heating up pretty fast. Here we go, it's making steam. Make sure none of this gets over like 1,000 degrees, because it's starting to get too hot in there. And just about any fuel will explode once it gets to about 1600. Let me like lower that rain volume a bit. I'll stand right here. It's about to go off. Takes me by surprise sometimes. Three, 2, 1, 1.5, or 0.5. Guess I am deflate. It's definitely climbing still. Pretty steady rate, but it's not exploding. Let's just sit here and relax. Just, watch the steam rise into the atmosphere. This cow that's around us right now is about to get absolutely destroyed. Oh! There it goes. Oh shit. Check all the like liquid reactor in there. My lungs are burning. Yeah. Oh crap. Let me give me a Geiger counter. Let's see what kind of radiation we got going on here. Ooh, that sounds lovely. 300,000 rads, that's cool. I also don't think, I'm not sure if rads is an actual measurement of radiation, but like a real life one, these cows are getting irradiated. Check this dude's like pushing around. The trees are turning red. There's like pieces of reactor laying everywhere. The cool thing about this, you can actually pick up the reactor chunks that are radioactive, as you would expect. You can grab little chunks of fuel that are highly radioactive. Fallout, dust, ash laying everywhere. Yeah, definitely not something you want to do in your base. So make sure you keep your reactor occupied at all times. Because yeah, this isn't good. We don't want that to happen. Check how much energy we can use though with the time that it's working. Pretty sure that's a lot. It's more than I've ever used playing this mod, so yeah. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the little experience here with all the construction and destruction of my little reactor here. And because we're playing the nuclear tech mod, what I'd be to test out one of the fun little nuclear bombs that they have. Well, see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed the video. Oh, what? Take 2. See you guys later. Hope you enjoyed the video.